What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Average Bob, and welcome back to the conclusion of the Giants' regular season, where they win two in a row to end it and end up with the fifth overall pick in the upcoming draft. The Giants win against the Cowboys, MetLife Stadium, 34-17, and finish the season 4-13. Pretty crazy stuff here. I mean, I'm always rooting for the Giants to win. I don't really care about the draft pick. Whenever my teams are playing, I always just want to root for them to win it. Anything else and the tanking, it doesn't really make sense. And everyone just says, "Oh, you could do it and then trade for picks," but it's like, have you seen what Joe Shane has done the last, whatever number of years, 3 years, 4 years he's been here for? Nothing is a guarantee with this guy. But I am wildly optimistic about the last draft class that he had. Moving forward is going to be very interesting because I don't know. If they don't, hopefully tomorrow, by the time you watch this video, he is fired, and they could find someone else to come in and be GM and pair that new GM with a new head coach and coordinators that are all on the same page. They are all on the same timeline. Many other franchises miss this step of it and have guys on different clocks, which is why I was originally optimistic that Joe Shane and Brian Dable had familiarity with each other from the Bills and were both on the same timeline. So keeping Joe Shane around, it seems like all roads are pointing towards he is 100% coming back. This has been reported for quite some time at this point. So it'll be interesting to see if that, is the case. I mean, it seems like it is, right? They said, just stick around, help find the new head coach. But that means they have to extend him to show that they are, going to be working together in the interest of each other to take the franchise where it needs to go. It is just so funny and so just poetic, shitty Giants that, they do win these final two games and they win their first two games in a row since 2023 when Tommy DeVito had done that. But yeah, this even though the Giants won this one and the Cowboys clearly gave up by benching Dak Prescott and many of their other best players, there were a lot of key themes that kind of resonated throughout. A lot of it being the run defense, poor special teams, but the run defense gave up 30 carries for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, and some big special teams plays as well. It is pretty funny with Darius Slayton. Like, he's getting like $12 million a year. That's a Joe Shane guy. They could have let him walk, but they panicked last season when they really needed a wide receiver too to complement Neighbors, even though Darius Slayton his entire career has proved he is not that guy. Gunnar Olszewski had one of his best seasons and also games. He had 8 for 102. He's definitely better than Darius Slayton. So it's like, but now you have Darius Slayton coming back on a big contract or not even a big contract, but a wide receiver too, who's not that talented, is kind of paid to do, but he can't really play. So I don't know what you do. I love Illuminor, but he was kind of getting jacked up today by Clowney. Then he's injured on this one, but 3rd and goal. Dart also doesn't help his cause by trying to get outside. Not much there. We all know in the red zone, the amount of space shrinks. I think Jackson Dart has done a phenomenal job this season in kind of finding those pockets to find open wide receivers, place the ball in tight zones, and then also use his legs to score. But that one he couldn't get it done. Ben Sauls with a lot of kicked field goals today. Ben Sauls finished 4 for 4 with a long of 45, 2 for 2 on extra points. Turpin is a guy that they've shown all over the Hard Knocks for the NFC East on HBO, which is pretty cool. If you guys like football content, I definitely recommend going and check it out and watching it. Made me respect guys like Devontae Turpin. He's a guy who's been around the league for a very long time, or in other like random leagues, and he worked his way up, and he's getting the burn and some credit he deserves. So it's cool to see moments like that for him. Untouched touchdown. The Giants' run defense, we've said it many times this season, it was pretty piss poor. The length of this highlight is actually 17 minutes, so for the sake of knowing that the season's over, they're 4-13, and I'm probably not going to stop and talk as much as I normally do during these. as I've learned, as seasons goes on, what people will stay and watch isn't going to be a 4-13 Giants, when a lot of Giants fans are actually really upset and pissed off that they didn't tank this week and last week. But it's impossible to ask players to tank unless it comes from people higher up above. And if you go back to it, which is kind of crazy about what the Raiders did, you're looking at a front office that has Tom Brady involved in it now, Pete Carroll's head coach, and they kind of throw their game versus the Giants last week. And then they won again versus the Chiefs today. So really kind of has no, when you want to tank or when you want to win, players are always going to play as hard as they humanly can because everything they put out is on tape. And if if they can't come back to the team that they're on this season, they have agents that are taking their film, chopping it up, making the biggest highlights, even though they've only won 2 games this season, 3 games this season, and sending that out to other teams because they want to get their clients paid. And trust me, probably playing football, even though there's a ton of physical harm that could come to your body, is better than going to a desk, dealing with a boss, and sitting doing a 9-to-5 every day. So they're going to try fucking hard. And what the people on X and Twitter that can't understand that every single week or every single season the Giants suck, I don't know. There's nothing else that you could say to them. Like, yeah, we know losing for the Giants would be better for their draft position, but you can't tell guys playing NFL football to lose. It's not basketball. It's not these other sports. The only way to do it would just be not play key positions like a quarterback or whatever. But then if the Giants did that, you would say, oh, they're still a joke of a franchise because you have a guy who's in contention for offensive rookie of the year who could use these games as a springboard to develop more confidence and start seeing the game at an NFL level. And if you bench him and take those opportunities away from him because you want to lose more games, how does that make sense? You would be complaining just as much as if you did that. All right, that's the end of my rant there. Very great rep here by Jermaine Illuminor. I love what he did on this. So here we go. They're just going to do a basic stunt here where tackle edge goes inside, tackle loops around. And look, perfect pass off, passes it off perfectly to Van Roten. Still got a very good perpendicular stance to the line of scrimmage. And he's not open up too far. This Dart take one step outside, see the route. Gunner is, about 15 yards downfield. They're already running an out route. They came to this route for Gunner a lot today, and mainly because the pass protection allowed him to do so. The knock on Jackson Dart that he's not a pocket passer is a little, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. And then you get a play like this. Here we go, 3rd and 16. This usually happens against the Giants. This is a tight end screen the entire way. Bellinger probably, yes, he should have gotten a better hand on him instead of letting him kind of run free or accelerate him into the quarterback. But Dart has unbelievable athleticism. Look, ducks underneath, little flipperooski to Bellinger, who there's 3 guys about to hit him. What does Bellinger do? Put his foot in the ground, get upfield, guys blocking downfield. Slayton tries to get back out front. Throws a little block, allows Bellinger to get in the end zone. Great play by Daniel Bellinger. You all know we're a part of the Bellinger Bro Army. Who knows what's going to happen with his future, but I think this is a great moment for him. And for everyone saying that they wanted to tank and you wouldn't get moments like this, here you go. A highlight reel play for Daniel Bellinger. And again, if he doesn't work out with the Giants, you best believe that his agent's going to be showing it to every team that it picks up the phone to call him and say this is what this guy could do, and a face mask on top of it. So good for Daniel Bellinger. I would say it was a little sketchy to start this game where Brandon Aubrey, who is one of the best kickers in the NFL, doesn't put it into the landing zone to start. And then also on the Cowboys' first drive, Dak just forgets how to take a snap from under center and falls back over and turns it over in the red zone. I know it's not fixed. I know it's not rigged, but you have to admit it's a funny set of circumstances. Ooh, nice play by Isaiah Hodgins. Darts, slides, and kind of gets jacked up here, but let's watch Isaiah Hodgins here. He's coming back in motion from the top of the screen down. Look at this little chip he gets. Nice hit. 42 still gets up. Can't make a play, but it's tough. He slides, gets hit. This game got chippy. I mean, this is going to be a great episode in the NFC East Hard Knocks, even though there's not really much on the line for either team besides, bragging rights and stuff. But Tyrone Tracy Jr., a guy who's played this entire season as whenever he could, when it's healthy enough to do so. He's always given it 110%. Today he finished 18 for 103, gave like the little end 8 for 56 receiving yards with a touchdown. He's done everything the Giants have asked for him. This is going to be a great 1-2 combo when you get Tracy back with Cam Scatterbo next season. Tracy's done everything that's been asked of him. He's a good player. He's a fucking football player. And you know what? Now he's making a young quarterback better too, because no one else is running that route in the Giants running back room, or has been able to in quite some time. Great throw by Dart in the pocket, taking a hit. Not the best day for my boy Marcus Bo. I'm not trying to get pissed off watching this because the season's over and it sucked, but like the Jackson Dart haters are the same fucking people who hated Daniel Jones. And even when Daniel Jones did anything good, they still fucking hated him. These are the same people that fucking hated Eli Manning before he led them to their first Super Bowl. And you know what? They probably didn't like him that much until he even won a second. So it's really hard to take people's opinions when they're hating everything that the team does. And I don't understand where this comes from. Maybe they watch a lot of national media narratives where the people aren't watching really. They're kind of just having top level opinions. They're not watching like me and you are. But it just pisses me off. And for those people, like, if you really hate a team, I'm done. I'm never watching the Giants play again. This is a trash organization. Don't fucking watch. No one gives a shit. Hilarious 2-point conversion attempt. But I guess we all just live in a world where main character syndrome. Fuck this organization. It's classless. It's trash. Yeah, it hasn't been great the last 12 years. But if you're going to cry every single game and when the Giants win, don't come back when they're good. But they all will, and they'll all act like, oh, I was here. I was supporting Jackson Dart, even though I said he's a shitty pocket passer and he sucks. And he's in the medical tent every game because the national media and Colin Cowherd and Stephen A. Smith told me he was. He missed so many games from concussions. He missed 2 games. Here I am getting fucking pissed off over this shitty team. If you made it this far, give me a like, send me some words of encouragement for why I should continue doing this in the next season. No, I will. I'm just joking. I'm not going to stop until the amount of time that it takes to do these videos is completely out of the realm of a possibility. And yeah, it's a really fun thing. It makes me a little bit creative in way. Unbelievable catch by Tyron Tracy Jr. I love this guy. Oh shit, never mind. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this as long as I possibly can. So I hope you guys continue to ride with me, because at the end of the day, I just want the Giants to be good, competing in playoff games, competing in championships, as much as you guys do. Because those Giants moments, those runs for the Super Bowl, coming out of college, in college, were some of the best moments of my life as a sports fan. 150 billion%. I could probably, maybe that's a thing for another day, but there were some really like crazy moments like going on in my life during both of those Super Bowl runs. Like my grandfather died right before the Packers game. One of my other best friends died in a tragic accident before the 49ers game. And both of those games too were like moments that they seemed down and out. They made the impossible happen, and really helped me in dark times. And I'm not trying to make this a whatever issue, but you never know what having a championship team could do for someone when they need it. So, and obviously there's more reasons in that why I want the Giants to be good again, but my point about those championship teams and seasons were there were unbelievable moments in time that we have forever. And right now I there is if you were born in 2013, you probably have never seen the Giants really be good except for 2 seasons where they got steamrolled in the playoffs in both of them. So again, that out route to Shefsky, a little bit shorter than what happened earlier. But they love that route, and he runs it well, and they do a good job of kind of setting that up. And he's very creative in putting his foot right in the dirt and getting that quick out when finding the grass. There he is, Tyrone Tracy, baby, let's go. What a day for the kid. Yeah, life is way better when the Giants are good. I want them to be good. Bobby Okereke, let's go. Great interception, back-to-back. Walter Payton, man of the year. He's a class act. Didn't have the season, we wanted from him overall. No one on the team really had the true seasons that we wanted as a team collectively, but it's good for him to have these moments in a lost season. Yeah, man, we're going to have a lot of draft content coming up. I really want to get into the draft this year. What else? Tomorrow I'll do a full post-mortem, sort of how the season went at every single position, which will be fun to go through that. Or not really fun, but I did it last year. I want to do it again this year. Last year I started doing it. I got about 35 minutes in and I ran out of hard drive space on my computer after not deleting any videos for the full season. So that was a pain. I do want to go back and watch what I said that I was nervous about before the season started and compare that to what actually happened, see if I was right or wrong on my predictions. But yeah, man. Giants offensive line had an unbelievable season. Now in this game, you got Marcus Bowe, Schlettman, or whatever his name is. Craig Van Roten, back-to-back seasons, pretty much playing every snap of every game at 35 years old. Good for him, man. Maybe the Giants probably should bring him back. And that's the biggest thing with the offensive line is we've seen how bad it could be. We could completely derail seasons, and I just don't want to see that go away for very quickly, especially with the young quarterback. I think you gotta find guys on the offense line, or you gotta pay him. But Kafka wins his second in a row to end the season. Giants are picking 5th. Thank you guys for rocking with me all season. I know it was a shit show. There was a lot of losses. But I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed the content that I put out there because I appreciate each and every one of you. And just like that, I want to get back to the Giants being contenders and winning, playoff games and eventually Super Bowls again because it'll be fun for all of us. So have a great week, y'all.